How's it going? Trent Free here, and today I'm out on Lake Hume and it's a glorious day, and I thought I'd just do a boat tour on my new boat. I've recently purchased a new boat which is just behind me there, and I thought there'd be no better place to do it today than out on the lake, just for a bit of scenery as I'm talking about the new boat. So the new boat that I've purchased is a Quintrex F450. It's their new fighter hull. It's just that little bit bigger than the other boat, so I've got plenty of storage room, and we'll go over that. And yeah, the thing just screams along the water. I've got a 70 horsepower Yamaha on the back, which is just absolutely an awesome engine. And yeah, just been putting through its paces, getting the hours up on it to put it in for its first service. And yeah, from there we'll just go straight in, and I'll show you around the new boat, or as one of my mates aptly named it, the new work platform. So here we go. Yeah, rightio, like I said, it's the Quintrex F450 Hornet. I purchased this one at the same place as I bought my other one, which is the Riverina Marine Centre. And yeah, once again, going through the guys at Riverina Marine Centre, Stephen and Petrula. Yeah, it's just been it was an awesome experience all over again. I think I had my last boat for 7-8 years or something like that, and yeah, I went through them guys again, and it made me feel like I wasn't even purchasing a boat. They're really friendly and they look after you, and as you'll see with the boat when I show you it, they just do a fantastic job there. So I'll just go around the back and have a look. Yeah, like I said, I got myself a 70 horsepower motor this time. I just went that little bit bigger so I could get around and get from place to place just that little bit quicker. And on the back, you could either opt for just the normal straight down at the back on these boats, or with mine I decided to go with the pod on the back. And what that did to me, or what that gave me, was extra storage each side at the back. And I think it adds just a little bit more flotation, because after using this boat for a little bit now, it was like right near the end of con season, and now we're in spring, in coming up to yellow belly season. I took it through some really shallow water, and before I purchased it, I was umming and ahhing, thinking that maybe that it would sit lower than my other boat and I wouldn't be able to creep up into some of the shallower places that I like to at certain times of the year. But yeah, it's got a really shallow draft on it, so you can creep into really shallow water, which is really good. As you can see, the motor, that's only tilted up a little bit. I've parked on the bank, and yeah, it doesn't really sit that much far down below the boat. Yeah, I just opted for a ladder on the other side. I've only got one seat in there today. I left the other one at home because I'm just out here by myself, mucking around. I've done very little to it. The guys at Riverina Marine Centre pretty much put everything in there that I could ask for and more. The only things that I've done to it, besides what I did when I picked it up, was I added a couple of rod holders each side, and yeah, basically everything else. I chucked some lights on there. It's not night time obviously, so I won't be able to show you that, but yeah, just inside along the gunner rail, in the front pockets, and then down in the rod locker over there. I added some LED lighting for night time, and as you can see, there's the console at the front there. It's just got your tacho, a couple of switches for bilge pump and accessories. I opted to go with 2 Helix 9 Hummingbird fish finders, so you can see the one here and then one up on the deck, so no matter where I am, if I've got a couple of people on the back, you can see a fish finder when you're out fishing, and it's been brilliant. The Hummingbird Helix 9 mega imaging I will do some videos of the fish finder or fish finders later, in a later date, and put up on my YouTube channel. But yeah, they're seriously that clear that when you find fish on side imaging and that, it's just, yeah, you know that they're there. There's no hiding anymore. On the side here, it's got a little GPS unit that hooks up with the MinnKota electric, and all that does, that helps triangulate your GPS position. So when you hit spot lock, it's going to keep it right on that mark no matter how much wind you get. And I've tested it out a few times, and I'll probably do a video on it later too, just to show you how good the spot lock is. But yeah, it is absolutely just on the dime sort of stuff. As we come up the front, like I said, I've got another Helix 9 Hummingbird mega imaging unit up the front, and it's just on a ram mount. So when I'm at the front, it's just that little bit higher off the deck, and you can adjust that ram mount around so you can get it, you know, if there's some sun just shining down on it or anything like that, you can adjust it to exactly where you want it. Yeah, so I went a MinnKota up the front of the boat this time for my electric. I've got the MinnKota Trophy, you know, iPilot. It's got your spot lock and all the rest with the bells and whistles. It also, in this model, it's got an easy assist lift little mechanism on it here. Just it's essentially a bit of thin metal tape that goes up along the shaft here. So when you drop it down, it uncoils as you drop it down, and when you want to pick it up and then move spots, yeah, it is super easy to lift, and it just makes your whole life easier. Trying to lift your motor up and put it in and back, up and down, changing spots all the time. It is really, really good. And for the size of the boat, I thought a 54 pound with a 450 would cover it nicely, and it has. I've been out on a few trips now for the whole day, and I haven't even looked like running the battery out now. I've trolled basically for hours on end, and done casting with a lot of wind, so putting spot lock on and all the things that you'd think that would drain your battery down at the end of the day. But yeah, I've done a couple of full days fishing now, and yeah, each time I've still had battery left. So we'll move on after that. Yeah, so we'll move inside the boat now, and like I said, there is heaps of room. I've had a few people in here now with you know, their fishing gear and rods and all that kind of stuff, and we've managed to find a spot for all of the stuff so you're not tripping over it. But as you can see, you've just got your driver's position with your seat and your console, so you can, when you're sitting there, it's nice and comfortable. Plus this blocks the wind a little bit. On top of the console is another pocket, so you can hide all your stuff. So I've just got odds bits and pieces in there that I like to put in there, so there's extra storage in there. Just down on the console, I've just got a little lure holder, so when I'm changing lures that I still want out, I've got somewhere to put them. The essential on the console is, you know, drink holders, so you can put your drinks in. And then you've got a few different seating positions. You've got one beside the driver, and then one beside the console, and then moving up to the front, you've got one up the middle too, so you can put a seat up here if you really want to. Going through the pockets, we've just got a front pocket here, which is an anchor well, so we just pull that up. Down in there, just got bits and pieces to hide everything. So you basically just got your rope, fire extinguisher, I've got a lure retriever in there, anchor, flashlight, bailing bucket and stuff like that. And then moving on, just from there, beside the seating position, there's two pockets either side. So on this side is just a little battery well that I don't have any battery or anything in at the moment, because like I said, when I'm using the MinnKota at the moment, I thought maybe I'd need two batteries because it is a heavier boat than the last one, but I haven't had a drama yet, so I've stuck with the one battery. So on this side, that's just my battery for my electric. It's nice and stowed away, it's in a battery box strapped in. And then moving on to the next three pockets, is you open this one up, and I've just got some storage down there. I've got some containers with some extra life jackets, and that comes into the next pocket, which just got plenty of room to put stuff at the moment. I've just got an esky bag, a towel, and just a couple other bags full of stuff. I've got my oars stashed away in there so they're out of the way, and it's just the same on the other side. Just got some camera bags and some muesli bars. But yeah, there's plenty of storage room in this front area. When I was buying the boat, I had the option to put I think it was an 80 litre live well in the front, and in my other boat I had a live well, and the amount of times I used it was, you know, next to none. So I opted just to have lots of storage space in this one this time. But I've got a bait tank down the back that is just massive, so if I did catch a few fish, like a couple of yellowbelly or some reddies or some trout, or even down the coast flatties and anything like that, there is plenty of room in the bait tank, which I'll show you in a second, to store them. So I was blown away by the size of the bait tank, so we'll have a look at that now. So just at the back I've just added, you know, little tool holder, so I've just got pliers, scissors and that, just somewhere reachable. So I thought I'd put it in the middle of the two seats, so no matter where anyone's sitting at the back here, they've just got to reach down and grab some tools, like if they need to cut some line or get the pliers to get some hooks out. But yeah, this is the bait tank I was talking to you about. This pocket opens, and yeah, I've just got a plumb bait tank. But it blew me away by the size of it. When I heard about the bait tank, I thought it was only going to be a small one, but yeah, as you can see, that bait tank is massive. It'd easily fit a couple of flatties or a couple of yellows in there. It's plumbed, so if I need to put anything in it, I can just turn on the thing. It's got a little tap, and go harder or faster. And yeah, I can fill up that bait tank, and put a couple of fish in it, and always just have some water trickling in there, or open it right up and get water going in there as fast as I want. So that is really, really handy. So I'll just turn that off. But yeah, a handy little bait tank that sort of crosses over for a miniature live well, really. So I'm really happy about that. So I'll just close that up. Yeah, so I've just got a ladder at the back here, just attached to this pod. Like I said, the pod adds just a bit of room. Like obviously, if I didn't have the pod on the back, the boat would end about here, and this would just do all storage that have some smaller pockets. But with the pod on the back, you get a nice high platform to stand up on and cast, and obviously extra room to put stuff in. So on the right hand side, I've just got a mixture of some tackle boxes and fishing gear down the back there. Like I said, oodles of room. And then on the other side is just my cranking battery and some isolation switch. So just in there you can just see that there's the battery and a water filter, fuel pump, isolation switch, and I've just got a little toolbox in there with bits and pieces just in case I need them. So you just never know out in the water. But yeah, strapped on the back, like I said before, an awesome 70 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke. It gets up and moves, this thing. It's really quick up on the plane, and the way that they've designed these hull is to be really economical with fuel. So it doesn't take that much to get up onto the plane, and you're not trying to, it's not trying to bog down and get up. So yeah, it's really easy to get up on the plane. It rides really well through chop. I was out here actually the other day and it was pretty choppy, and I was going about, I think it was about 50k an hour, and I was just, cutting through that chop with the fighter hull design that they've got, and it just blitzes through the waves. And like I said, just turned it on, and you've got your taco over here, and just tells me my speed and battery and how much fuel and all that kind of stuff that I've got out in the water. I opted with a fuel tank this time under the floor. So on the side there near my gear shifter is where my gas goes, so my petrol, and it just goes straight down into the floor. And I've got myself a 60-litre tank under there, so I could put plenty of fuel in this thing and I can just go for miles. I filled it up, I can't remember, basically not too long after I bought it, thinking that I'd go through a fair bit of fuel, but being a Yamaha 4-stroke, it just, yeah, it's been lasting forever. I've still got, you know, a quarter of a tank in there, and I do a lot of fishing and I'm out in the water a lot, so it's been really good. And I'm sure after I get this thing serviced for the first time, it'll run even better and probably even more economical. But yeah, with the new Fighter series Hornets, the Quintrex Hornet series, they've got the new fighter hull, which gives you plenty of room up the front. So instead of coming into a point, they're V'd out at the front, so there's plenty of room to stand up here and cast. I've been up here with a few people, and yeah, you're just not bumping into each other, and yeah, getting off the boat's really easy. There's lots of room, and like I said, I've got the other Helix 9 just sitting there, so when I'm up here standing casting, I've got another screen to look at, and I don't have to look backwards here and try to find my other fish finder. So last but not least is the rod locker. I mean, it is awesome. First time I've had a rod locker. When you got everything stored away, it just feels like I've forgotten something because everything's packed away. Just before I go to the rod locker, underneath the console obviously, there's a little bit of a hidey hole under there. You know, you get out in the water and I've got a jumper and a trackies on, so I've got somewhere to chuck them, or I can put them in a pocket. But yeah, just another little, I suppose, nook to store some stuff. So down in here is the rod locker. It's a lockable rod locker. So you've got your nice little slam tabs here that you can lock. So if you're camping or something like that, or you're away from your boat for a little bit for some reason, you can lock all your rods up and no one can get to them. But yeah, the rod locker is all carpeted up the back. As you can see, I've got 4 spinning reels in here, but I've been out with a few mates and we've had like 6 or 7 rods all in the rod locker, all safe and sound for travelling and out of the way. But yeah, they've got some nice Velcro straps to hold your rods up, and then under there is my anchor light as well. So there's plenty of room in there just to store some extra stuff. I've got my lure retriever just down there at the bottom, and yeah, the tips just go straight up into the front of the boat where they're protected. Yeah, so this has been my boat tour out on Lake Hume of my new Quintrex Hornet F450. It'll be the new boat in all my new videos. Like I said, I have to give a big shout out to the guys at Riverina Marine Centre. They did a fantastic job, and they just make the experience just that much easier when it comes to deciding what you want in a boat and getting a boat from the very start to the very end. They just work with you all the way, and yeah, like I said, just an awesome experience. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have some really good times in this boat and make some really good memories. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. So if you like it, give it a like. You know, shoot a few questions if you've got any few questions in the comment section, and subscribe to my channel. So I'll see you later.